Hi, everyone. I'm Leslie Madro. I'm the director of the Billings Public Library Foundation, and I am thrilled today to introduce the author and extraordinaire, Pat Mitchell. She is going to be reading the first chapter of Franny and the Skunk Who Couldn't Skunk. And she's going to tell you a little bit about her adventures. So, with further ado, Pat.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, now what I need you to do is I need you to lean in closely. Let me see your ear. Listen up because I have a secret to tell you. You ready? You can make dreams come true. You sure can. I'm Pat Mitchell, and I'm a children's book author. But in addition to that, I am the global ambassador and running rover to my favorite place, a senior dog sanctuary where old dogs live their lives out forever. Does everyone have a birthday? Raise your hand if you have a birthday. I have a birthday. Crystal has a birthday. Leslie, do you have a birthday? She does. We all have a birthday. Well, guess what? For my birthday in June, I am going to be a whopping 60 years old. That's right, 60 years old. So I had this thought, what could I do special for my 60th birthday? And I came up with a dream. I came up with an idea. And that is, for my 60th birthday, I am going to run 60 5Ks. That's 60 runs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run in all 50 states. One run in all 50 states plus 10 extra places. So that's a total of 60 5K runs. And I don't know if you know this, but a 5K is equal to 3.1 miles. I came up with this idea during Christmas. And so you know what? In just these few short weeks, I have already done 6 runs in 6 different states. The very first one was Wyoming. And then, this is me in Wyoming. And then I went to Colorado. And from there, I went to Idaho. And from there, I went to Utah. And then New Mexico, Santa Fe, New Mexico. And then after that, right smack here in Montana, Billings, Montana, right where you are. The neat thing about all this is that I'll do 60 runs. I'm hopefully going to do them in Ireland and Italy and Canada. And I have a question for you. So if you have a pen, a piece of paper, or you may be able to be so smart that you can do this in your head. What is 60 minus 6? I've already done 6 runs. Did you come up with 54? Because you're absolutely right. I have 54 more runs to do. But you know what? I want friends to come along too. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here in Billings, Montana. I could run anywhere I wanted in Montana, but I chose Billings because my really good friend Paige lives here, and she ran with me. We did our run last night with her friend Kathy. So Montana, state number 6 is done. And you know what? You can come along with me too. You can run with me on all my runs. You can do it through emails. We can do it with Leslie through the Billings Public Library. We can do it on FaceTime. I want you to come along with me. It will be our 60 by 60 birthday dream together. All righty? Let me ask you a quick question. Do any of y'all have a dog? Do you? We had a dog, and his name was Duper. And 2 years ago, sadly, Duper passed away of old age. He was 15 and a half years old. This is Duper right here. Duper was a famous dog. He was a therapy dog. Not only was he my training partner in super duper dog training, but he was also a very famous therapy dog. One of Duper's favorite things to do was to go into the schools and the libraries and have the kids sit and read books to him so that they could practice their reading. When Duper died, I was so sad. I had to find a way to cheer myself up. And I thought of this idea. I thought of a dream, and that was, what if I wrote books, children's books, that were really close and similar to the ones that the kids had been sitting to reading to Duper in classrooms and at the library. Stories about animals and friends and their adventures. And guess what happened? A dream came true. Super duper kids books. I am going to write 4 super duper kids books. So not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 books. And do you know what else? I'm going to give all the money away when the books sell. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm giving the money away to different charities. And I'll show you the first one with this book. So I wrote Franny and a Skunk Who Couldn't Skunk. It's my very first book. Here's a neat story. Do y'all know what an illustrator is? It's someone who draws the drawings in a book, right? Well, if you look at the cover, you'll see my illustrator's name is Aiden Kate Plumley. Aiden Kate Plumley, when she did the drawings, she was my illustrator. When she did the drawings for my Franny and the Skunk Who Couldn't Skunk book, she was 15 years old. 15 years old. She loves to draw. Her dream has always been to do books. And guess what? Her dream is coming true. And she's actually working on my second book right now. My second super duper kids book. It's about Leo, a cat. And Aiden Kate's doing the drawings. So here's what I want you to know. Dreams can come true, whether you're 15 years old or almost 60 like me. Speaking of dreams, let me tell you about the dream of some of my friends. And that is, there's Aiden Kate right there. Isn't she absolutely adorable? And that's her pup, Ellie. So speaking of dreams, some friends of mine had a dream to build a place where they could save old dogs that could live out their lives forever. And do you know what that place is? Frankie and Andy's place. So I'm going to tell you about that in just a little bit. I'm going to share it with you. But guess what I'm going to do now? I want to read to you the very first chapter of Franny and the Skunk Who Couldn't Skunk. This right here is the picture of Duper that Aiden Kate drew for me when Duper passed away. That's her gift to me, and that's where I knew she was going to be my illustrator. Okay, let's go to chapter 1. Chapter 1, Franny. In a small town, on a quiet, dusty road, a sad little dog whimpers, boo-hoo. She's been crawling for days, ever since her human family left her behind. She was too old, they told her. Her 2 back legs didn't work any longer. She was too much trouble, they said. No home, no friends. Tears roll down her furry cheeks. But she keeps crawling along. How I wish I could find a home, she whimpers, a place where they love me even though I'm old and different. Oh, how I dream of a forever family. Poor little lost and lonely old dog. Suddenly, she hears a screech. A rusty old SUV comes to stop and dust to the air. Achoo! She sneezes. Achoo! A large burly man runs over to her. You look so sad and lost, he says. She crawls towards him. Poor little thing, he says. Your back legs don't work. He gently pets the top of her pretty head. Don't be sad, he begs. I'm Uncle Pete, and I have the perfect place for you to live. It's called Frankie and Andy's place. Uncle Pete points. It's just up the road a bit. Would you like to come live with me and other old dogs just like you? He says. You'll fit in perfectly. For the first time since her family left her, a little dog feels happy. She wags her tail so hard that her bum jiggles back and forth. Wolf, wolf, she yips. I think that's a yes, Uncle Pete laughs. And with that, he puts her in his SUV right next to him. I'm going to name you Franny, he tells her. Yes, Franny it will be. You look like a Franny to me. I'll buy you a pretty pink collar with letters that spell your name, Frannie. Wolf, wolf, she yips again. Franny likes her new name, and having a pretty pink collar is beyond her wildest dreams. Best of all, she already likes Uncle Pete, and he seems to like her too. Soon the rusty old SUV pulls into a driveway and screeches to a stop. Franny looks out the window and sees a cozy log cabin in the woods. Her tail wags and her whole body wiggles with joy. Has my wish for a home and a family really come true, she wonders? Meanwhile, in the cozy log cabin, the sound of Uncle Pete's rusty old SUV sends the old dogs inside racing to the window. They bark and yip and yap as they peer out. Whenever he comes home, he brings them some prizes. They love Uncle Pete's surprises. What will it be today, they all wonder. Uncle Pete opens the cabin door. I've brought you the best surprise of all, a new friend, he says to the dogs. They dash to the door as fast as old dogs can dash. Uncle Pete puts Franny down on the cabin's floor very gently. The other old dogs gather around, wiggling and wagging their tails. Friends, Uncle Pete begins, I want you to meet Franny. She's had a very hard time lately, but be careful, her back legs don't work very well. Wolf, wolf, they all yip. The biggest, gentlest old dog of the pack raises his paw. Hi, I'm Boris, the big old dog, but you can call me Boris. Boris and the other dogs show Franny around their cozy little cabin in the woods. Franny, you're gonna love it here, yips Boris. We're all old and different in our own way, but Uncle Pete says we can live here forever. Boris continues. You'll love the home-cooked meals we eat, the soft, fluffy beds where we sleep, and our big fenced-in yard where we play. Any dog would love to live here, he bow-wows, but Frankie and Andy's place is just for old dogs like you and me. Franny can't believe her ears and eyes. Her wish for a home and a forever family has come true. She still crawls everywhere, but she doesn't mind. She loves her new name, and she loves her new collar. But most of all, Franny loves her new home full of friends who love her and don't care if she can't crawl. Franny and Boris quickly become best friends and do everything together. They play tug-of-war together. They eat and sleep together. Can we go back one page? Whoops. Hold on. Oh, I think we're missing a page. All right, I'll just keep continuing. Okay, so Uncle Boris walks in with a big box. All the pups wonder, what in the world is it? As they open up the box, Uncle Pete says, Franny, come here. I have a surprise for you. And all the dogs dash around. He opens the box, and they all wonder what it is. What is it, they all wonder? It's a two-wheeled cart, says Uncle Pete. I had it made just for you, Franny. Now you can race around just like Boris and all the other dogs. He straps the cart onto Franny, and it fits perfectly. She puts her front right paw forward, then her left. Franny's back legs follow right behind. Faster and faster Franny races, woof, woof, whooping happily. The other dogs dash behind her, yip, yip, yapping. She's the happiest dog in the whole wide world. And what you'll do is you'll find out in Chapter 2, the big adventure. Thank you so much for letting me read Chapter 1. Now, I mentioned about dreams coming true and my good friends over at Frankie and Andy's place. So Frankie and Andy's place is a senior dog sanctuary for pups, for old dogs to live out their lives. And do you know what? There really is a Frankie and Andy's place, and there really was a Franny, and there really was a Boris, and they really were best friends. And I absolutely love Frankie and Andy's place, and in fact, that's why I'm their global ambassador and am running all over in every 50 states in the 10 extra and telling the story about Frankie and Andy's place, Senior Dog Sanctuary. And when I go to these different cities, I am giving, thanks to Frankie and Andy's place, who are generously donating books of Franny's book to public libraries and schools in every city that I visit. And so guess what? Leslie and your Billings Public Library have your very own autographed Franny and the skunk who couldn't skunk. So thank you very much. And I just want to ask you one favor. And that is, each and every one of you have a dream. Because do you know what? Dreams really do come true. Bye.